Good evening, and welcome to the news tonight. New DUP leader Edwin Poots has claimed relations between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland have never been worse, blaming the new protocol put in place post-Brexit. The Stormont Agriculture Minister also told the Assembly that the cost of providing protocol checks on goods at Northern Ireland's ports had already exceeded £24 million. The new protocol effectively creates a trade border in the Irish Sea, in order to prevent a hardening of the land border with the Republic. But it has caused anger among loyalists and unionists who feel Northern Ireland is being separated from the rest of the UK. Read more. Loyalists Communities Council says use of violence in opposition to NE protocol, not off table. Talks between the UK government and the EU are ongoing in a bid to solve some of the issues. However, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said recent tensions are not a result of the protocol, but rather Brexit itself. She was speaking following the first day of the EU Council, the first such meeting since the introduction of the EU-UK Trade and Cooperation Agreement at the beginning of May. Mrs. von der Leyen said, "The beginnings are not easy, tensions are being felt around the access, for example, of EU fishing boats. Or tensions are, without any doubt, there around the implementation of the Protocol of Northern Ireland." But while Mr. Poots and his predecessor Arlene Foster have insisted the NE protocol must be scrapped, Mrs. von der Leyen said this would not happen. Another news. The Department of Health has announced this evening that there have been 365 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 reported up to midnight of last night. There are no available figures on the numbers of deaths from the virus, as the department continues to restore systems taken down by the cyber attack by unknown criminals. Up to midnight of last night, there were 103 people being treated for COVID-19 in Irish hospitals. 41 of those were in ICU. The department has again stressed that these are provisional figures which may change on further review. Meanwhile, the hospitality sector is anxiously awaiting new guidelines drawn up by Fáilte Ireland ahead of Friday's cabinet meeting to rule on further easing of COVID-19 restrictions in June and July. The guidelines are expected to require that tables will have to be 1 meter apart for both indoor and outdoor dining. Next tonight. Sam Blakeman's inquisitive nature saw him lured into Harvey's trap as the drugs boss tries to get his revenge. The poor youngster was driven away in the back of a van in Friday's Coronation Street double bill as Sharon Bentley watched on. The 10-year-old was snatched from the cobbles after he heard a man outside his grandma Gail Platt's home speaking about getting rid of a telescope. Promoted stories, but it was all a ploy, playing on Sam's love of astronomy, and as soon as he was lured in, there was no going back and the doors were slammed shut and he was driven off. And Dublin-born Alana Weston has come in 10th place on the Times UK 2021 Rich list after her and her family's wealth increased over €450 million this year. But how did this Dubliner manage to become one of the richest people on the planet? Born in 1972, Alana was appointed as deputy chairperson of Selfridges and took up the main position 2 years ago from her father, Galen Weston, who passed away last month. Promoted stories. She heads up Selfridges, which is the parent company of two of the most iconic Dublin stores, Penneys and Brown Thomas. In 2016, Weston became a director of Weston Limited, a €32 billion publicly traded company founded in 1882 by her great-grandfather. It's also the parent company of Primark in the UK. Finally tonight, Fáilte Ireland is expected to be publishing their guidelines for the reopening of the hospitality sector today. That's it. Do have a good evening. Go fuck yourself.